Good evening. It is now 7 minutes past 7 p.m. The meeting is called to order now. Mr. Clerk, can you do roll call, please?
Mayor Joseph,
Here.
Councilman Galvin. Here. Councilwoman Keys,
Here.
Councilman Bieneme,
Yeah.
Councilman Desume.
Miss Vice Mayor, sir.
Vice Mayor Desume.
Here.
Councilman Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Let's proceed with the Pledge of Allegiance by Officer Bryant Hernandez from the North Miami PD.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can please rise and face the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you very much. The next item is invocation with Pastor Lorenzo D. Johnson Jr. from Excel International Church.
Amen. Praise the Lord, everyone. Ask that everyone, if you can stand, please stand. Amen. Oh, what's your take? Okay. I thank everyone for coming out tonight on this joyous occasion. Mayor Joseph, and councilmen, and women. Let us all bow our heads for a moment of prayer. Father, we come to you right now, God. We thank you for this day, Father. We thank you for who you are, God. We thank you for this meeting amongst your people, oh God. Father, I ask in the name of Jesus Christ, God, that you bless every person here today, God. Let it be a peaceful meeting, Father God. Let it be a joyous meeting, Father. Father, I pray that you bless every person in this room today, God. Keep this community together. Keep this community unified, God, and bless North Miami like never before, God. God, we love you. We bless your name this day. Bless the meeting of your people. In your name I pray. Amen. Amen.
Thank you very much, Pastor. Mr. Manager, do we have any additions, deletions, or amendments to the agenda?
Yes, Mayor. At this time, I'd like to pull tab E.
Tab E. Okay.
Mr. Manager, you're asking to pull it permanently or to continue it to the next meeting?
I would ask to continue to the next meeting, sir.
Motion to continue tab E until our February 23rd meeting.
Second.
I have a motion made by Councilman Galvin to continue tab E into our next council meeting. That motion was seconded by Councilwoman Keys. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes 5-0.
Okay, tonight we have a few special presentations, so we are going to go down to the mic and do so, and thereafter we'll come back and conduct the regular meeting.
You're just slow to move. A lot of stuff coming at us today.
No, he's after that.
Okay, 1927? How much was it? I think it's much. How much was the budget then? See if you can quickly get it. Okay. The first presentation we have is a proclamation that is being presented to the Greater North Miami Historical Society. We are presenting this a proclamation because, as we all know it, that's what we're celebrating today. This Friday will be the 5th, February the 5th, 2016, which will mark the 90th anniversary of our beloved city of North Miami. So it is an honor to serve as a mayor during this time, and I was talking earlier to former Mayor Burns that he had the opportunity to be the mayor while the city was celebrating the 80th anniversary. So I guess we do this every 10 years. So the people who come in between, I'm sorry. So the next person, the person who comes after me, will not have the opportunity that I have today. But as I say, 90 years is not 90 days. And so the Historical Society of the Greater North Miami has been doing a very good job in keeping the archives and also identifying monuments that are very important, that are pretty much landmarks that was there since the early settlers came to the city back in the late 1800s. And thereafter, they incorporated the city in 1926. Well, first as a town of Arch Creek, and then from Arch Creek, they changed the name to Town of the Miami Shores. We used to be named called Miami Shores, and thereafter they changed the name again to the Town of North Miami. So as we grew larger in population, we became we became the fourth largest city in Miami-Dade County. And I guess with annexations, some other cities, they grew a little bit faster than we have. And we were knocked down from number 4 to number 6. So the last census of 2010 gave a number of 58,000 in population, but we know that we are much more, maybe toward 70 probably. And we also are celebrating tonight the folks who have been in this city for about 90 years or so. So thank you very much. And at this point, I'm going to ask Gail Doyle, who's the secretary of the Historical Society, to please come forward and receive the proclamation. And also, all the board members of the Greater North Miami Historical Society, please come forward. It's a long proclamation, but it's going to be up to you. I don't want to read the whole thing, but if you say it's...
Say here it is, then I'll say thank you.
No. Do you want the board members to come forward?
Yeah, I thought you had asked them, yeah.
Mhm.
But they're not understanding.
No. Okay.
They're all sitting back here. Please come forward.
The board members for the Historical Society, please come forward. Or general membership.
Rosie,
okay.
you could come up. Jane, come up. Come on. They were at the meeting last night. There were only 10 of us. They count. Yeah. That's okay. You can come on. Don't be shy.
So, dear board members, thank you very much for all that you have done, for the time you have put aside to serve in this board, in this great society of ours. So, the whole council, pretty much we declare the day today, going forward, to be the day of the Greater North Miami Historical Society, and that will be engraved in the archives of our city as your day. Thank you very much for your work. Well, the next certificate of recognition goes to all of you beautiful women. I don't see any men. There are a few men also who have been living in the city of North Miami, and you are at least 90 years old. So we have a good wealth of knowledge among us, so we should seek your advice when we have trouble making decisions. Well, we don't listen to people. They just make their own decisions. Thank you very much. So are you going to ask him to come forward? Yes. So all of you, please, who are 90 or more, please come forward so you can receive your certificate of recognition. Yeah. Yeah. But you can read them. Oh, you just going to pass them.
You want to read their name?
Okay, let me read it quickly.
Okay, now pass them up.
So the wonderful angels who are celebrating with us, the first one is Evelyn Stewart. Evelyn Stewart. Next one. Let's do it quickly. Second one is Julia Barton. Julia Barton. Helen Kearns. Is it Jewett or Jewett? Jewett Kendrick. All right. Thank you very much for being with us. Marie Luciter. Louis Lassiter. Lassiter. Oh, no. Georgina Fernandez Medeiros. Siliman Moise. Lorraine Olson. John Quinn. Helen Tomarin. That's the way you say it? Yeah, thank you very much. Selma Top. Florence Vasquez. Alta Marie Wenlin. That's it? That's it? And Astute Benjamin. Thank you very much.
Okay, so now we're gonna do photo op. Okay, let's try to get everybody to take the picture.
One handsome guy in the bunch.
We're going to get ready for one photo with a 90-year-old over here. All right, let me stand on this side and off to the side. It's just for the 90. Okay, ready? Can we get ready for the picture?
Okay, turn your certificate around. Hold it out. Like that.
Oh, okay. Okay, the next activity is an unveiling of the United States Postal Service 2016 Forever Stamp of preacher activist, I cannot read, and civic leader Richard Allen in honor of Black History Month. So our Vice Mayor, Alex DeZulme, is going to be doing that.
Is it you? Thank you so much. Khalid, tell Derek to come up. Derek? Yeah, it's on. I'm just waiting since they're talking. Yeah, it's good. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to call the actual councilman. I'd like to call the actual chair of the Black History Committee, Mr. Coker and Khalid. Oh, they are here. Thank you again, Mr. Mayor. As the honorary chair of the 2016 Black History Month Committee, I am honored to introduce the unveiling of the 2016 Black Heritage Series of Forever Stamp in honor of Richard Allen. Although the postmaster will provide some information about Mr. Richard Allen, it's important to note that he was a preacher, an activist, and a civic leader. This prestigious honor coincides with the 200th anniversary of Allen's founding of the African Methodist Episcopal AME Church. Today, to celebrate this occasion with us, we have among us some members of the AME, the Greater Bethel AME Church. Please stand as you're being recognized. Please, let's give them a hand. Oh, they're in the back. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. At this time, I would like to introduce Postmaster Enrique M. Suarez, who will make the presentation of this year's stamp. Mr. Suarez began his career as a city letter carrier in 1984 and advance into managerial position and increase responsibilities throughout the year. He is currently responsible for the overall management of 2,187 employees for the city of Miami and 29 stations and branches throughout the entire city, 2 carriers annex and 10 finance units, and 7 postal stores. Today, he joined us with Ms. Martha Ruther, and who is the customer relation coordinator for the Miami and Kelly Worthman customer service coordinator for the Fort Lauderdale office. On behalf of the mayor and the city council and all the residents of North Miami, I welcome you, Mr. Suarez. Please come forward. I welcome you, Mr. Suarez, to present the National Black Heritage Stamp Series. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good evening. It's an honor to be here tonight. And Julia, I was looking at you and Selman. I probably delivered your mail back in the 80s. North Miami has a special place in my heart because it's where I started as a letter carrier. So I can't tell all the other municipalities that, but North Miami is special because I delivered mail in this area for many years prior to going into management. So it's my honor to be here tonight. And I represent all the men and women that serve all the communities, including North Miami, day in and day out. And please feel free. Every day we try to exceed our expectations and to provide you the best service. But today we're here to represent a very significant stamp of Richard Allen. We have a significant AME presence here, but they're a small group out of 2.5 million members of this AME Episcopal Church. Just a little history about the stamp. It's the 39th edition in the African American heritage. Mr. Allen was very significant. He resonates in American history. And just a little trivia, a little history about, he actually purchased a blacksmith shop and moved it to a certain location, and he created the church. That was before HGTV and all that other kind of stuff. That's very significant, and it emanates today because of what he's done for the community. So we're here to celebrate Mr. Richard Allen and to do an unveiling. So I'd like to ask some of the members, if possible, to come up for the unveiling ceremony. And thank you very much. By the way, anyone that's 90 or younger, the coolest people in the room are the 90 and young. Yes. On behalf of the United States Postal Service, we'd like to present to you the unveiling of the Richard Allen stamp.
All right, if I could have everybody just squeeze in a little bit more. Sí, perfecto. All right. One, two, three.
Now who gets to keep this?
We have one more presentation. Please. Oh, they're taking pictures. Oh, wow. Can you put it back? Yeah, wait. On behalf, we have a little token for the Postal Office. On behalf of the city of North Miami and the thousands and thousands of residents we do, it's truly an honor for us to have the unveiling of this stamp, of the Richard Allen stamp. And we have a host of activities which we're going to do to commemorate the Black History Month this month. But it's with my deep pleasure, I would like to present this plaque on behalf of the Black History Committee and the entire city to Mr. Suarez. Just a little token from us, because you could have chosen any cities in Dade County, but you decided to pick North Miami, and we appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll go quickly with city events with Miss. No? No?
Budget presentation.
What?
How long is this going to be?
But they got to do it by law.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, before city events, we have a quarterly budget and financial presentation. First by Terry Henley and Assistant Budget Director Larry Spring. That's what I was going to do, but you know, she's not there. She worked out. Okay.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Terry Henley, Assistant Budget Director. I'll be presenting the first quarter budget presentation for fiscal year 2015-2016 tonight. This presentation will include revenues, budgeted and collected, then expenditures, budgeted and collected, and then we'll follow up with a brief recap on the first quarter. This is an overview of major revenue categories of the general fund. I will discuss each source in more detail in the coming slides, but overall, in our total amended budget of a little more than $60 million, we have collected a little more than $27 million for the first 3 months of the year, or 46% of the expected revenue for the first quarter. For taxes, ad valorem taxes are property taxes. To date, we have collected 88%, which is a high percentage because the majority of property owners pay their taxes at the beginning of the year. General sales and use taxes is at 9%. This low percentage is due to the fact that revenue usually comes in during the second quarter, and it includes local option gas tax and taxes we receive from other agencies.
Yeah.
This same logic holds true for franchise fees, which is at 8% at the moment because these revenues come in during the second quarter. These fees include FP&L, natural gas, people's waste collection, and bus bench revenue. Our utility service taxes, which includes revenue from FP&L, natural gas, fuel and oil taxes, and propane taxes, are at 22%. Communication service taxes at 7%. Bottom line, all taxes are at about 62%, and last year at this time we were at 54%. License and permits. Occupational licenses are at 91%. This collection percentage is high because users are to pay this at the start of the fiscal year. Building permits are at 24% non target. Other license and fees, 17%. And this includes money we receive from MediaNet and billboards. Impact fees are fees on new development projects to pay for a portion of the costs of providing public services for new development. We anticipate revenue from Solomia project to come in during the latter half of this year for that. Overall, we're at 20% for license and permits. Intergovernmental revenues are include state shared revenues. This is your half-cent sales tax and state revenue sharing. We're at 25% non-target. Shared revenues from other local units is 12%. This is occupational license from Dade County and occupational licenses from other Dade County contractors. Overall, for intergovernmental revenue, we're at 25% and on target. Charges for services. The first line includes passport application fees, hardest hit, zoning compliance, and minimum housing review fees. We're at 64% for service charges. Public safety includes burglary alarm fees, San Souci guard gate reimbursement, and miscellaneous police revenues. We're at 15% here. For the physical environment, this is where our sanitation and lot clearing fees are charged, and we're at 21%. Culture and recreation fees is 33%. This includes fees from our swimming pool, tennis revenues, summer camps, stadium, and rental fees. Combined, we're at 28% for our recreation revenue. Fines and forfeits. Judgment and fines. This includes code liens and amnesty program and settlements. We're at 16%. Library and fines, we're at 61%. Violation of local ordinances. This includes our code fines, and we're at 49%. Other fines and forfeits, 82%. Overall, for fines and forfeits, we're at 41% for the first quarter. Miscellaneous revenues. Interest and other earnings. This is the interest we collect off the money that we have in the bank, and we're at 44%. The rents and royalties, this is the money we receive from the Oaks, land leases, and other rental units we have, and we're at 139%. Contributions and donations at 79%. This is comprised mostly of the money we receive from Olita Partners in the third-party maintenance agreement, which is $125,000. Other miscellaneous revenues. This source is typically comprised of risk refunds. However, this quarter, the city received the first Solomia payment of $4.4 million, and because this money was not used to balance the budget, a budget amendment will be coming forth to the mayor and council in the coming weeks to officially recognize this money. As a result, we overall for miscellaneous revenues, that's why we're at 360%. Non-revenues, these are journal entries and interfund transfers, adjustments between funds. This is what the general fund departments pay into risk management and motor pool. Contributions from enterprise funds. This is the water, sewer, stormwater fund pays into the general fund for services like IT, legal, and fleet. The non-operating sources, this is your money sitting in reserves. This slide represents a comparison of our efficiency and collected revenue this year compared to last year. This year, we're at 46% compared to last year's 29%. Even with omitting the $4.4 million from Solomia, we would be at 39% this year compared to last year's 29%. General fund expenditures. Our overall expenditures for the first quarter from our general fund is 37% for the quarter, which is only a 2% difference than last year. As a reminder, first quarter expenses are always higher than 25% or 1/4 because we make upfront payments for encumbered projects and the annual pension payment. If we omit $7.8 million from the pension expense and $4 million from encumbered project funds, then the first quarter expenses would be under 20%, and that's why it's higher than 20. Overall, our first quarter expenses are on target. This is the last slide. It's a recap of our budget through the first quarter. And you'll see that for revenues, we're at 46%, and for expenses, we're at 37%, which are both on target. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to also acknowledge the presence of former Mayor Kevin Burns as we're celebrating our 90th anniversary. Thank you very much. And former Mayor Howard Primer was here as well, but I guess he had to leave. And we also had in our midst a former councilman for District 2, Tony Cresceda. That's the way you say it? Yes, sir. Yeah, he left also. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through the mayor, Larry Spring, Finance Director. Just to supplement some of the information that Terry provided, we worked on the report together, so all the information is in sync. With regards to collections, you see our collections are very healthy, and I kind of just want to give a recap of actual cash on hand. Through December 31st, 2015, the end of the first quarter, all of our accounts are reconciled. Total pool cash, and that's all of our various operating accounts. The city is in a cash position of $50,763,000. We add to that our landfill set-aside account at City National, which is held in joint with Miami-Dade County, we're holding $11,232,000. Add to that our investments, which include 2 CDs with Sabadell Bank, which total $1.5 million, $6.3 million with the State of Florida SBA Investment Fund, which is there to back the state revolving loan that we procured a few years ago, and then another $800,000 in certificates deposits with SunTrust Bank. Total cash position of the city is $70,632,000, so a very, very strong position. The only other thing I wanted to add was with regards to the audit. We have provided everything to our external auditors, Harvey Covington Thomas. Today we received confirmation that they will be on site starting February 9th to start 7 days of field work, which means we are very much ahead of the schedule and should be able to issue both financial statements for the CRA and the city well in advance of our March 31st deadline. So.
Question? Are
Go
we?
ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question for the budget director. I don't know if you could hear me, Terry. Okay, in reference to the general fund expenditures and the page of the department when you intel. You got it?
Sure.
Is it normal for some departments, and I'm looking at 3 departments in particular,
Sure.
to at this particular stage to be over 50%?
Yes, it's normal. When we have about $8 million that we pay in pension at the beginning of the year, and we also have about $4 million encumbered. And the bottom, for that 12 million, when you take that 12 million and you back it out of the 22, then our overall percentage is well under 20%.
Okay, so they're not gonna go over their budget
No,
in the
no,
fourth
sir.
quarter? Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor, may I quickly ask one question, please?
Go ahead.
Would you touch again, please, on the utility accounts receivable situation?
So through December 31st, since I've been working at the city, I've been doing this constant analysis. As of December 31st, we had a accounts receivable in utility billing of approximately $8.3 million. $2 million of that, or 25%, is between 0 and 30 days, so that's our normal billing cycle. 60% of that is 90 plus days, which is approximately $5 million. Of that 60%, 70% of it is in the commercial billing areas, which is zones 41 and 61. When I do my drill down, the predominance of those old receivables are associated with some of the old condominium and apartment accounts that are seriously in arrears. I know Councilwoman Ben-Ami, we had one in your district, Brookview, which got a bit controversial, but we were able to work out a payment plan. And so my staff has been strategically contacting each of those condominium associations, and we're trying to work out payment plans. One of the biggest ones is Center Court, which is in billing section 61. Their arrearage of that $5 million, their arrearage is $560,000, so 10% of it is one property. We've already been in contact with their representative. They made a tender offer to if we could mitigate it, but we're collecting 100% of everything, so we're working through the payment plan, and they expect to enter into terms with us to be able to pay it off within, I think we'll be at 18 months, the entire arrearage. So this is a strategy that we've been implementing. You know, if we collect that $5 million, I think it'll be quite beneficial to the water utility as a whole, but we're definitely monitoring a lot better.
Mr. Mayor, may I continue? Thank you. Are they in arrears because we haven't, which is it? Are they in arrears because we didn't bill them in a timely fashion, or they're just not paying their bills?
In the case of the cases I'm talking about, you know, Brookview was one of those ones that initially was, well, we didn't bill for a while, but then we caught the billing up. Now they just haven't paid. And so I would say 90% of this arrearage that we're looking at is associated with situations where we've not paid. probably over the last 3 weeks. I think we're about a quarter behind in some of the sections, but we've been actually focused on it. We've kind of refocused the staff to focus solely on billing, and we've been able to get it out. And I think we'll be completely caught up, which is really just 1 quarter, within the next 5 to 7 days. So it's really old bills. Like one of them is I forget the property, but it's in North Miami Beach where we provide sewer service. The condominium went basically under, and so we can't stop, we can't turn the sewer off, so we're just accruing a bill. We've been in contact with them. We've also been in contact with the City of North Miami Beach to say, can we put when we have one of those situations, can we work in tandem and put our bill on yours, or at least you cut service completely until we get the total payment. So we're working through that with them, but it is bills that have just not been paid for the most part.
Obviously, we can't help some of those extenuating circumstances where people aren't paying, can't pay, went under, but anything that we can do to make sure that we're issuing those bills on time, we need to do. We obviously had a situation a year and a half ago where we didn't bill for an entire year to anybody, and we can't allow that to happen. So, please do all you can to make sure that bills are issued in a timely fashion.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Ms. Timothy for city event announcement.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and staff, and members of the public. My name is Cassandra Timothy, and I'm here to share all of the exciting events coming up in the City of North Miami's 90th anniversary year. The City of North Miami turns 90 years old, and we're celebrating all year long. Celebrate 90 years of history and culture of North Miami at the NOMI 90th Anniversary Festival, Saturday, February 6th. Enjoy live music entertainment, swing dancers, giveaways every hour, arts and craft, and more in the Mocha Plaza. The party starts at 2 p.m. Don't be late. The Get in Gear community bike rides take place on the second Saturday of every month. Come out on Saturday, February 13th at 8 a.m. in the Mocha Plaza. Helmets are required for all participants ages 16 or younger. Celebrate Black History Month in the City of North Miami. On Wednesday, February 17th at the North Miami Public Library, enjoy musical performances of hip-hop, African dance, and urban ballet by Fatima J's Children African Dance Company. Performances begin at 6 p.m. Our signature event for Black History Month, Music in the Plaza, will feature award-winning American R&B group, Jagged Edge. The event will also include performances by CeCe Peniston and Jube Rock, vendors selling traditional African artifacts, and spirited ambiance, ensuring a good time for all. On Saturday, February 20th at 5 p.m. in the Mocha Plaza.
She just showed her She
Chop
just showed her
Rock.
age.
I'm sorry.
There's this also new group out of England called the Beatles. So.
Oh, I've never heard of them. For more information about all city events, visit www.northmiamifl.gov. Follow us on Facebook, the City of North Miami, or on Twitter at Nomi News. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor, at this time, we do have a project update, an update on our capital projects.
Do we have to do it? Because it's not on the agenda here.
We don't have to do it.
No, let's do it some other time.
We'll do it at the next meeting. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Now we need a motion for the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Councilwoman Keys have made a motion to approve the consent agenda. That motion was seconded by Councilman Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Consent agenda has been approved with a 5-0 vote. Tab D. Proposed resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of North Miami, Florida, authorizing the interim city manager and interim city attorney to negotiate and execute an agreement with Look Advertising LLC to furnish and install waste disposal bins with advertising boards within designated right-of-way locations indicated in the attached list pursuant to Section 337.708, subsection 2, Florida Statutes 2015, as amended from time to time, and Section 5-1502K of the Land Development Regulations, providing for an effective date and for all other purposes.
Anything from staff before we go to public hearing?
Mr. Mayor, there's no presentation by staff. This is an item. This is the items that are known that are currently in North Miami Beach on Biscayne Boulevard. Recycle containers or trash containers that do have advertising above them. There's, like I say, no presentation from staff, so we'll move on to public hearing.
Is the company here?
Yes, sir.
It would be good if the public would have like some pictures projected on the screen so they would see if they're gonna speak. Hmm? Yeah? Nothing to project on the screen?
No, sir.
Unless they go online. Package.
Good night, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Commissioners.
Please state your
name is
name.
Carlos. Sorry. My name is Carlos Lavalle. I represent to Look Advertising, and our address is 1035 Northeast 125th Street in North Miami.
Can you tell us what you're asking us for tonight? I mean,
Yes,
please.
we make a presentation. We have in different cities this kind of device. It's an income for the city, you know, and we pick up the recycling because everybody on the street use plastic bottles or cups from the McDonald's or Burger King's, different place. And we give the service to the city, and in the same time, we give the income to the city. And give one device, when we talked with the city manager about this topic, we try to give more of one device for advertising for the community. The city make the advertising in the device. And if you see the pictures that you have in the presentation, you have one device on the square between the city hall and the museum. And that is, location is to remove the bin that you have there and have one device with advertising for the city.
Yeah, well, my only thing with this is the fact. I mean, as you can see, I'm a co-sponsor of the item, but you know the public is gonna have to opine on this item, but yet you know they don't have anything to go by. It would be good if we could project something on the screen to show them what the trash can looks like and what the advertising portion of it, which is going to be a poster projected over the top of the trash can. It would be good for the public to see.
You have in the first page, you have a picture of the.
No, for the public here.
Sorry, we don't bring anything.
Mr. Mayor, may I move that we continue this item to our February 23rd meeting so that the applicant has an opportunity to provide something visual for the public to look at? And I would like a presentation from staff. I'd like to know more why they're asking that we do this. So I'll make a motion we continue this to February 23rd to allow the applicant to put together some visuals.
Any seconds to Councilman Galvin's motion? Motion dies for no second.
Well, and also in the backup document, do we have any provision for us to approve the ads, or the ads would be left to the company to decide?
We wouldn't have any jurisdiction over what ads are placed in the ads. That's would be
No,
the-
it's not what ads, the design, the actual design of the ads. We should be able to control, how the ads look, if they look funky, with, all kinds of different colors. We don't want the streets to look like a Christmas, a celebration every single day.
From the current agreement, the way the current agreement is written, sir, we would not have any say in how the ads are displayed or what ads are displayed.
Yeah, we have to have a say.
Mr. Mayor, can I say something?
Are we
And,
gonna have public hearing?
Yeah, public hearing.
Oh, public hearing first.
So we can discuss it?
Okay, public hearing is now open. Anyone who wishes to be heard on this item, please come to the mic Don't wait until the last minute to work because. By the way, Hillary Clinton won the Iowa caucus last night.
Who?
Your lady, Hillary Clinton.
Which lady?
Good evening, Mayor and Council and staff. My name is Annie Montgomery, 2082 Laurel Lane. I don't need any visual for this. I have seen them on Biscayne Boulevard and they're disgusting. This is garbage cans with lights on top. I don't know how much the garbage cans are being used, but they're just nothing but blight in our city. We don't want to be followers, we want to be leaders. We don't want to follow North Miami Beach. We don't want to follow Doral. This is a money-making thing for this company. This city will receive $11,000 for 1 year. We want to create this blight for $11,000. We have 70,000 people in this city. Let's ask each one of everybody, let's ask each one of those citizens, or the adults only, for $1 and see how much we can raise. This is disgusting.
Next, public hearing is still open.
Yes, William Prevotel, 11950 North Bay Shore Drive. Just a quick note, that was a great gala the other evening. Really well done, and congratulations to Pal. My thoughts here are rather cautionary. It's very appealing and very enticing to say that, you know, someone will come in and provide a certain facility, a garbage can, maybe where we didn't have a garbage can, and to possibly enliven it and to possibly recycle, and maybe it'll take a little bit of litter off the road. That's the upside. On the downside is that we're inviting, as was mentioned, quite a bit of a blight. There is the potential for, you know, it becoming more of a circus, a carnival of areas. Do we control the areas? That's that it goes in certain highly commercial areas and not residential areas. Maybe there should not be such a device around MoCA and City Hall, where we're trying to promote a different kind of vision that's a little above just the commercial. But that is a very low sum, and I don't think it does pay back. I think the compromise to our overall environment is far greater than $11,000 over the course of a year, as enticing as it is. And I think it'd be nicer if we just invest in garbage cans ourselves, if we don't already have them there, that are nice, that are of a higher caliber. And I think we should look to the higher caliber, let's say, more respected communities around us and mimic them rather than going on the downside. So appreciate your consideration and giving this very careful thought. Thank you.
Bob Pashon, 13005 Coronado Terrace. It's $11,000. You know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and to me, putting many signs on garbage cans up and down our major thoroughfares does nothing to beautify the city. It's $11,000. Smart and intelligent people could argue about whether we should sell signage in the city, but certainly not for $11,000. This debate could be held if it was 10 times that, perhaps, and I would still probably argue against it. But for $11,000, it's not a desirable thing to do. And it seems like the old joke, we've established who you are and we're just determining the price. So I urge the council please to reject this plea.
Good evening, John Porter, 340 Northeast 131st Street. First, I just want to thank you that this conversation is even happening. So I think that's a big step forward, and I'm glad it's happening. I don't know that we have all the answers yet, but I'm glad that it's happening. I don't think that we need advertising. I think that we do need recycling bins. I think we need garbage cans. I think that most major respected cities have their own. They're gorgeous. They're branded, driven towards a new future. I think we could use some of that. I think having to resort to advertised garbage cans is a little trashy, no pun intended. You can buy a gorgeous recycling/garbage bin commercially for $350. I do them in commercial properties all the time. It's not a lot of money, and I think that we can afford to do it better. Thank you.
Laura Hill, 13075 Griffin Boulevard. We definitely need garbage cans in the city. We need them badly. One of the things you notice when you're in the city of North Miami, as opposed to some of our other areas, is how much trash is all over. We've, this year or last year, myself and several neighbors have participated in many garbage cleanups, and we're just picking up people's garbage because there's no garbages. That's one of the reasons why there's so much garbage everywhere is we don't have garbage cans. I like and look forward to hearing more about this. I like the idea of this, and I like that you're a North Miami business. I like the idea of North Miami doing business with North Miami businesses. I just want to see a little bit more because it does worry me a little bit about the advertising, what types of advertising we're putting out there, what it's going to look like. If you mean by a device, like is it flashing or, you know, all of those details I look forward to hearing more about. But I'd love if everyone embraced the idea of recycling bins and trash cans in our city. Okay, thank you.
Public hearing is still open, but I see no one coming, so public hearing is now closed. Welcome to the dais for more comments. Go ahead.
I have quite a lot to say because this has come up a couple times. I'm in total agreement that putting these trash cans with blinking signs is a blight on our city. When I saw them in North Miami Beach, I was appalled.
They are not blinking signs.
I think they are. They're moving signs.
Excuse me?
Are they?
Are they blinking? No, they're
They're-
not blinking
We,
signs.
we make the signs. We make everything.
They-
We make all service.
They have
No,
they have
don't blink.
they have movement though, right?
No.
No movement?
No
Okay,
movement.
listen. Okay. Well, when I saw them on Biscayne Boulevard, I was appalled that North Miami Beach allowed that many signs on their city. This is subjective, and we're all going to agree differently or not whether these are nice looking, but $11,000 is all we're going to get from these signs, and I would just assume we can always find $11,000 if we need something. Our city is not that desperate that $11,000 is worth putting this type of, to me, blight on, you know, in the city. As far as garbage cans, I had $90,000 from the CRA when I took this seat. I have been asking for 2 years for garbage cans and bus benches in our CRA district, which would include all of downtown and around Biscayne Boulevard and Dixie Highway. I've even asked for more garbage cans near the high school. So I have $90,000 for bus benches and garbage cans. I'm still waiting to see them. I've been asking, this is my third manager we're on, so I'm trying to deal with that. More importantly, I want to bring something up that nobody seems to realize. We have sign ordinances in our city. Our businesses have been screaming for years. Our local businesses on Biscayne, 123rd, cannot advertise. Their only source of signage is a little tiny 4-inch marquee in front of a shopping center. They're allowed a little sign over their business, which you can't see from the street. You can't put out sandwich signs. There are no other signs available to our businesses. What are we telling our local businesses? Spend a few grand and you can have a garbage can in front of your business. I think it's unfair. It's unfair competition for our businesses. I did see one sign where I think one of the local businesses must have rented a sign. But how do you stop someone going in front of how do you stop Petco from putting a sign in front of Pet Supermarket? How do you have a florist on 123rd Street compete with FTD florists in front of their store? This is unfair competition for our businesses who are not allowed to advertise, yet we would bring strangers in here for $1,000 a year, and on that basis alone, I could absolutely not support allowing these signs. And I'm sorry, one last thing. I know North Miami Beach allowed this sign. I don't think they had a lit up sign in their plaza. We have a gorgeous, beautiful moving sign in our plaza now. We don't need a sign further down all lit up to compete with it. And I also wonder how the diners at our new Cafe Creme, who are going to be sitting 10, 15 feet from there, are going to enjoy their evening, drinking their wine, and looking at a lit-up garbage can. So I just think for aesthetics, it's wrong, but for our businesses, it's even more wrong. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead.
I have a couple of questions. First is, who will manage the signs?
The signs will be managed by the Look Media company.
Okay. And the next question is, who selected the locations?
The locations are conceptual locations. We're not tied to the locations. They did go out.
Okay, well, this is my concern. If this is our city, I think we need to have a say as far as where the location is, because I only see one. I'm just saying on my side. So that's just if I'm going that
You
route.
have my 4.
No, I don't want. I'm
I'll
just
give you my
saying.
6.
No, I'm just saying. So that right there, I thought you met with Outlook and worked out the locations. When I was under the impression that's what we did.
If I may, Council Vice
Yes.
Mayor De Solme, there is a list. It is a.
Yeah, I saw the list. That's
that's-
why I didn't know who selected the
Yeah,
list.
that
The list, staff did go out with the individual to look at preliminary locations to say. The locations can be changed. This is not if it's not this location, it can't be done. This
Okay.
is just where it's possible, no ADA problems or anything located throughout. the
Okay,
city.
then I have a question for staff.
Yes.
If this was a good, I'm not saying it's good or bad, why would they only have one on 7th Avenue?
Well, it was a combination between staff and the vendor to do it.
Okay, it's not that, but that's fine. My other question is it possible we could not control, but I wouldn't want to see what they call the some sort of advertisement. Is it possible we could have a call? I don't mind the trash can. I think we should have a say in the location, but we also should have a say on the type of advertisement. If we're gonna have some clause where we can't have either if it's alcohol or the strip club, that's how I'm okay with this.
In the contract, you have all resolution of Miami-Dade County, and is banned the strip clubs, tobacco, and hard liquors.
Okay.
In the
Or you
contract
would-
with all cities, you have that resolution. in the
Okay, so you
contract.
would not advertise those?
No, you can make advertising, that kind of advertising.
Okay. I think I'm leaning towards Councilman Galvin if we would have a presentation, perhaps. Yes, sir. Then 'cause I have to do some research on this. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, can I?
Go ahead.
And I sit down with the company in several occasions, and also the residents have been asking me about garbage can, and I have 2 things that bother me. It's first of all the type of advertising you're gonna be doing, because I went and checked North Miami Beach, and I realized that you guys never advertising like strip club, like alcohol and those type of service.
We are in the market
from what-
for the last 3 years and never have a complaint about this kind of device. You have people that like and you have people that don't like. That is the life, you know. But the best refer that we have are the cities that we work. We know each city is different. This is North Doral, this is North Miami Beach, this is North West Miami, you know. But we bring to the city one income. The cities have the million.
You know, it's not about the money, because
No,
I don't
it's the
think we
service.
need for about 11, 12,000.
The best-
And
so-
most likely it's the service that you're gonna provide to the residents. And you said you're located in North Miami. How long you been in North Miami?
In North Miami Beach.
No, I'm talking about your business.
Here we have the buildings for the last 10 years.
You have a building in North Miami. You have 2 buildings. What are the
1035,
locations?
1035 and 125 Street and another
What,
one is
what's the what? Give me the location again.
1035 Northeast 135 Street, 125 Street, and another building is 1005 Northeast 125 Street.
Okay, if I understand, you own 2 buildings in the downtown
Yes,
area.
we rebuilt the buildings the last year.
That's when we're not talking about a business from somewhere else.
Yes.
Okay, you said you own 2 buildings in the downtown.
It's on 125.
Okay, 1035 and 1005.
Yes.
Okay. And when it comes to the locations, Mr. Manager, who authorized the locations?
Again, these are preliminary locations. They're not set in stone. We can't change the locations, but the transportation manager did go out with the gentleman and look at possible locations that didn't put us in risk of ADA compliance or things. So it went in areas that would be of non-issues for us.
If I understand, that means you're gonna authorize the location.
Ultimately, I would be the one to authorize the location.
Staff gonna, okay.
Staff, along with, I would definitely have to show the locations to the council, but ultimately, I'll be the one that would authorize the locations, yes, sir.
Okay. Can we also have a clause about the type of advertising?